stars. a little sorry, it took a little minute here to get my tea and everything here tonight, but let me get this tweeted out so everybody get joined in here. 1 second. All right, we copied that. Okay, and we get that here. And there. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. So today we're going to be wrapping up our discussions this week, and today we're going to be talking about an interesting little star out there, right? So people are amazed that this star is setting up, right? So really, really cool stuff. Before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off at the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. And then we're going to take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX guys up 43 points today, putting in a nice lower shadow here back on the monthly chart. Still red and under the upper Bollinger Band, but kind of grinding its way up right here. Look at that lower shadow here on the SPX, right? So it's almost like this inside week wants to maybe turn into a green week, right? So we'll see how that goes here today. Again, a nice push here today with a nice lower shadow here. Again, the McClellan oscillator on the weekly chart here is still hanging up over this this plus 100 area, so we're not really too concerned about like any sort of crash mode yet. We thought it might pull back to the mid Bollinger Band. We didn't quite get there yet, so let's see how things end tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so consider next week's options. You don't get caught in anything you don't want to be in. With the theta burn, but also it's option expiration day, right? So tomorrow is the monthly expiration day for the SPX. You can see got a nice line right here just to remind us right here. 5/21/21 is our options expiration day, and so so what does that mean? It basically means, well, it's a typical Friday, but with a little bit of right? So a lot of times there's a lot of shenanigans that go on there. Market makers pinning, right? So options getting expiring on the month and the week, right? So we get a lot of that type of interesting activity. But what really this does is it oftentimes leads into an interesting next week, right? So keep that in mind. And what I really find interesting here about the SPX is that we've got this open gap above and this open gap below still, right? We talked about it this weekend. We tweeted it out this weekend. We did a poll on it, like which is going to fill first, the bottom one or the top one. And initially, the majority of people are like the top one, and then we get down to the 50-day moving average. Folks are like, oh, maybe the bottom one, and then we bounce off the 50-day moving average. Oh, maybe the top one. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, right? So it could be very, very interesting. So right now, in terms of our wave count right here, we're back to leaning a bit bullish on this one, right? We're looking at an ABC pullback right here, wave one ABC pullback right here, and we could be working on a large impulsive wave up. And the reason that it would be large, right, is because in order for wave four to not intersect wave one, right, it has to at least get past like wave one, right? So so what we would expect here is maybe like a decent push, right, and then a pullback to not intersect wave one, maybe like a 382 retrace, and then work our way up for a wave five up, right? So we'll see how that goes. That's one possible wave count. I mean, there is still the potential for some bearishness in this. I mean, it could be like a 1-2-1-2 down, right? So so that's possible too. We could be triangulating, right? There's enough of a I mean, it's not huge, but there's enough of a there's enough space between the recent pivots that that we could be looking at a potential triangle, right? So there's all sorts of possible counts. This has been a really tough area here to count, but we're not very, very interesting to see the impulsive action today, right? And the gap up today and the push here on this candle invalidated this as being a wave four count here for a larger move down. So at that point you kind of have to go for it, but or go with it. But there was a lot of strength today. There's a lot of strength in this this buying today. If you look at the S&P futures here. One of the things that we look at is just the incredible strength here today at the open, right? So we had this this geometric line here was key. We talked about it this morning in the bubble report. We talked about it on the Good Morning Market Prep video, right? And we even tweeted about how important this geometric line was to get above. We talked about it last night, right? So and not only did we get above it, and the job numbers were they were okay, but what happens is that a lot of times sometimes it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like so, once there's a volume going to the upside where we're kind of in a weak condition, that's why we get a lot of these really big V reversals, right? Because a lot of times the market makers are hedging long to keep their delta neutral, right? And so So anyway, so very, very nice push right here today. This got us along in names like Facebook today. Folks did well in other names. We pointed out Tesla at the open today, which gave a nice move today. And so, so really good stuff there. Anyway, good push up here per our game plan from the bubble report this morning. We did say the VPOC, the 518 VPOC, was a potential candidate today if we pushed over a few levels, and we certainly got there today. So, so cool stuff there. So tonight we'll see. I mean, we're up about $4 right now. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to work our way up. And why is that? Let's take a look and see. Here, let me do this on here. All right, so again, why would that be? Well, there's a special star out there that could be setting up, right? So, and that star, if you guys recognize it right here, is the Morning Star, right? So we were looking at a lot of Morning Star reversals across the market today. So this is one of the more powerful candlestick patterns that are out there. And just as a quick review, real quick, I just want to kind of go over the the statistics with it. So the Morningstar pattern statistically tends to get a pretty good follow through the upside, right? So we tend to get I think it's almost an 80% chance of follow through, right? So a lot of times they do pull back and then follow through. But let's take a look here at just the general at the SPX here today. So let's take a look here at this. So on the daily chart. So yes, we have a Morningstar reversal on the market today. Morningstar candidate. So what is the Morningstar reversal? So Morningstar reversal is you get a real body candle here, right? You get a real body candle here. This is red, right? So you go like this. You get a red candle here. Right, you get a candle here where the real body closes below the real body right here. Sometimes it's a doji-ish type candle, right? So green is okay. It can still be red. I'm just going to make it, kind of gray here, right? And then you get a green candle that closes. Ideally, a gap above it is incredible. It doesn't have to on the Morningstar, but it is if the real body is above it right here, this is good. Over 50% of the range of the top candle, right? And let me do this right here, there. Okay, so you can see this is what the Morningstar pattern would look like, right? So you'd have a real body here, and you could have your wicks. It doesn't matter about the wicks; it's just all about the real body. So what it does, look for a big red candle, right, in a downward price trend. And now typically it's supposed to be in a downtrend, and kind of we are, right? We were kind of drifting down a little bit. So that's kind of the trickiest part about these setups that we're seeing. A lot of these Morningstar reversals that we're not really in a downtrend on a lot of these. A lot of people look at these as a bottoming pattern, yeah, any color could be that, and then one that gaps above the body could target gaps above the body. Exactly. So so nice move right here. So so we're seeing this, right? We were kind of drifting down a little bit right here, and we're starting to reverse off the 50-day moving average in a Morningstar pattern. You can see that we got real body, real body, real body, right? So not any one of these candles like this. Some people call this like the Morningstar candle right here. Now the pattern itself is a Morningstar pattern, right? It's like basically a Morningstar reversal pattern. But anyway, 78% chance of continuation basically, and sometimes they do pull back first before moving, right? So that is one of the things that folks do look at. Sometimes you get a 618 retrace. That's why we don't necessarily go long on that right away. But sometimes you can get a 618 retrace off of these. You get down to the 618, and then things really get to go. So it's hard. You don't want to YOLO just because there's a Morningstar pattern. But when you see a lot of these patterns right here setting up, right, it starts to make you think that, hey, maybe this could move the market today, right, or it could move the market into tomorrow. So there's a large MOC on the sell side. So again, there's a lot of divergences here going into the end of the day today. But we'll see if these end up setting up. So just that's one example of one. Here's another one. Apple. Apple is a Morningstar reversal today. Right, so you guys can see right here, you have the red candle, you have your real body below this candle, and this one closed well over 50% of the range of this candle right here. So you have a Morningstar reversal right here. And Apple was kind of in a downtrend. This is not the bottom of it right here. In fact, this was a Morningstar reversal right here on Apple. I pointed that out on Twitter. We did get some follow through the next day. If you guys can zoom in here, right, you can see this is a Morningstar real body, real body, real body, closing over 50% of the range. Boom, you get your follow through. Recent downtrend, right, real body, right? So two Morningstar reversals in a row on Apple. And one more, let's take a look at right here. Obviously, this one has been a big influence on the market here these days, is Tesla, right? So Tesla, actually not a red candle right here. It's supposed to be red. If you look at the bar chart on this one, it's actually still green here too. So it's real body under real body and real body. So not quite, but very similar on this one. If this were red, right, and this did make a true Morningstar reversal pattern, then this would be pretty epic because this has been in a downtrend right here. So we're still suspecting on Tesla that this is really just kind of a retrace here to possibly pull back for subwave 4, 1, 2, 3. It looks like wave 3 might be finishing up. 4, and then we'll look to see if we can get a wave 5 down to fill this gap down here. That's kind of what we're tracking on this zigzag move. So, but anyway, very interesting, right? We're seeing these charts, we're seeing these patterns set up in a lot of stock names here today, and it's possible if they all get follow through that the market could get some strength too, considering the market itself gave one of these setups as well. So, hopefully you guys found that helpful, and that was the amazing star that set up here heading into tomorrow, and good stuff. So at this point now, if anybody's got any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff, guys. So good. So Jason sent one in here via Twitter. Jason's joins us from overseas, and so wanted to make sure this was ready for tomorrow's show or for tomorrow morning. So let's take a look at X. So X marking the spot. Just kind of glancing at this right here. One of the things you can see is that it's been moving up pretty nicely here up to this this channel, right? You can see once it gets to the top of the channel, right, it gives it a reversal, top of the channel, reversal back down, and we're basically at the bottom of the channel right here, right? So it wasn't an amazing day today, but these metal names have been super duper strong. Right, there's a couple ways to look at it. You can look at this as a sideways head and shoulders type pattern setting up. So we might get a little bit of an up move right here. But then if it forms that shoulder, right, you could break through out of that sideways pattern and start to work its way down. That is a possibility. However, on the daily chart, one of the things that we're seeing is similarly to some of the other names is a nice bounce, nice lower shadow here off the 50-day moving average and the cloud. Right. So again, this very similar. This head and sideways head and shoulders pattern still could work out with a little bit of follow through the upside back to the 80 MA, fill the gap, and then start to work its way back down again. So again, what I'd like to see is some increasing volume above the 80 MA, which we haven't seen in a while, right? So you can see here, this day, right, good volume, right? Nice volume coming in here, close over the 80 MA, and we started to work our way up to the top. Here we had a green candle above it, but look at that declining volume right here, right? So that is a tough one to get follow through on. Here we get nice down move right here, lower shadow, and now we want to look to see if we can get some volume back over the 8 EMA. So cool stuff there. Really appreciate the chart, Jason. Hope you're doing great, and have a great day. So good stuff there. Shirley sent a few in via email. Shirley, hope you're doing well out there too. So AMT with a strong, look at that, American Tower, guys. This one was really got beat up recently. And decent recovery, right? So I like this a lot. I like the candle here. I like it a lot. Nice candle right here. Nice breakout. The only thing it doesn't have is the volume to really convince me yet. So, but see if it breaks over this highs and can get going there. EXAS. Let's take a look. So Exox Sciences. So increased volume candle right here over the 80 MA. So this is looking nice, right? So just a small period of accumulation. It looks like they're starting to do some markup. So see if we get some follow through on that one. BMY. Let's take a look. So Bruce Mars, yeah, big volume on this one. I think there was some news about this morning, vaccine stuff. Anyway, it looks like a cup and handle breakout, right? So let's see if we can push, right? If not, look for a potential pullback retest and then go. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on there. TTD. Oh, hello, TTD. Okay, so yeah, big candle. This is a notoriously challenging name to trade. And folks have asked, like, how far down can this thing move? And we found this congestion zone right here. So we got pretty close to it before bouncing, right? So that's pretty cool. So strong candle here with increased volume. We'll see if we can get some follow through. And don't forget, guys, it's got that stock split coming here too down the line. So let's see if it can work its way up too. Maybe they'll try to rally it up before that, right? So a little bit down move after earnings, and then maybe we'll do the pre-stock split run, right? So the possibility there too. And Roku. Let's take a look at Roku millions here. So Roku again, guys. We've been tracking this one for a zigzag down. The only thing that was different with this one is a couple of the overlaps, right? We had an overlap right here after earnings, which kind of made the zigzag not as pristine as Tesla, and so it's possible that this zigzag could actually be done, right? So now if it starts to really flush after that, then we've got this level right here as possible symmetrical move target. But this kind of grindy move up right here is starting to look like a leading diagonal to maybe say that this move is finished. If that is the case, we might see a little bit of a 618 pullback, and then if we start to get some strength on that, we might kind of work our way back up to the upward trend line there. So let's see how that goes on Roku. So good stuff there. Otas, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. Let's take a look at Mr. Softy. So Microsoft here. Decent candle on this one too, right? So almost a Morningstar reversal on this one too, but very similar to the rest of them. So we'll see if we get some follow through the upside. Strong candle here. Watch your 50-day moving average. A little bit of an upper shadow off of that today. Apple, let's take a look. Again, Apple with the Morningstar reversal here today too. Again, strong Morningstar. This is way over 50%, over 100% of the range of the first candle, right? And starting to pierce the cloud. The only thing I really would love to have seen on Apple is some increased volume, right? So lots of weird divergences today. PayPal, that was a good one. I know John mentioned that the other night, but PayPal with great follow through today. Incredible stuff. Good volume back over the ADMA. Right now we got to get over the 50-day and into the cloud if we can. So some cool stuff there for PayPal. Awesome stuff. And Krishna, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at AMAT. So AMAT, yeah. So with a bit of an earnings thing going on tonight, we got conference call type stuff, and it's really just looks basically barely moving at all. So it looks like it's just going to kind of crush some premium. This is not one I would expect really either way, but could be interesting. So see how it holds. But a good candle today. See if they can try to grind it up over those after hour highs. Airbnb, let's take a look. Airbnb is struggling a little bit here, kind of coming back to the bottom of the channel, really tight range right now. So just a little bit of caution here, right? So just good day yesterday, bullish engulfing candle, no follow through today. It makes it a little bit, right? So and not my favorite type of pause day. GM, let's take a look. So GM just still kind of blah here, right? Waiting for some volume, get it to move again. And STIC, let's take a look. Good hammer yesterday. STIC still getting tight in that range down there. Look at that, barely moved at all. Again, a lot of these SPACs are getting beat up a lot, right? So a little bit of caution there. And OTAS, yeah, so laser. So laser, what do you think of tech in general? Are we coming back to life? Maybe. I mean, right, if these Morningstar reversals start to play out, we could see some moves. If we look at the, real quick, if we look at the TNX, like the 10-year, right, kind of had a down day today, inside day after yesterday's big day, right? So that could be good for tech, right? That's one of the things that could get things going. We'll see, right? If you look at the Qs in general, right, the overall, I mean, this is a pretty good candle, right? It's not quite a morning star, but it's still a nice reversal. Volume wasn't there, right? So it's hard to be super duper confident, but I do like that we're over the 50-day. Some funds, actually buy names when they start to get over the 50-day, right? So that's something to look at too. So it is possible, but honestly, I would wait to see after this tomorrow to get some more clarity, right? Because we got option expiration day tomorrow, and anything could happen, going into that. So, good stuff there. But yeah, laser with a pretty wild move, right? So they were spotted, right? Tesla was spotted with a manufacturer's tag in Florida today. Testing with this Luminar technology, right? So this so pretty cool stuff. So big push here today. Ooh, and is this after hours? No, this is during the day. The big pusher there. So let's see if we get any follow through here. Again, this has been a tricky name, but it's nice to see that their technology is actually being used. This is one of the kind of the newer names, newer type names that is. That may actually have some potential. So we'll see how that goes there. But yeah, good stuff. John, good to see you. So Z, possible wave 4 up before a final wave. So let's take a look. So it looks like, it's possible, right? You could kind of look at this maybe as the first impulsive wave down. ABC up, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can see that right here if you look for maybe a 382 retrace off of this wave here. So maybe see if it comes back to retest the 200-day moving average and tries to work. So very, very possible there on Zillow. That's a good find on that. Good. Yeah, and then working its way down to 95. Yeah, for sure. Very, very possible. Good stuff. And then Twitter. Let's take a look. So Twitter, again, social media names were strong today. Just not a lot of volume here on Twitter, so it makes it kind of tough. But I do like it being curling back over a rising ADMA. FedEx, possible doji sandwich here today. A little pause candle here over yesterday's decent move, so we'll see if that goes there too. Thanks, John. I really appreciate it. Ron, what's going on? Let's take a look at TGT. Let's see. So TGT, possible pause day here today. Again, we talked about it last night, guys. Sometimes you can get a trade, at least a day trade, over the prior breakout candle day's high, and we did get a nice push there today. So that was good. And it, a lot of dips were viable on Target today. So good stuff there. And Etsy, let's take a look. Etsy with a nice push here too over the 200-day moving average, increasing volume. So now let's see if it can work its way up and try to fill this gap. So good stuff there. And Ken, what's happening? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, again, beautiful candle. Not quite a Morningstar reversal on this one, but a nice push up here today, guys. This was just a decent move here at the open. Retraced to one of our support zone areas and then ended up working its way up there. So very, very nice move on NVIDIA. Again, good follow through. My favorite sector yesterday at the close was the semiconductors. AMD's bullish engulfing candle was one of my favorite ones. NVIDIA with some good follow through on that. So great stuff there. Miriam, what's happening? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon, let's see. So Amazon did not play well with the rest of the friends today, right? It was just kind of this little doji today after yesterday's recovery day. It's technically not even an evening morning star reversal, right? We're barely even over 50% of the range of the starting candle, right? So Amazon, well, we'll have to see how they do where they want to put it tomorrow. It could be interesting. So good stuff there. Mrs. Mosby, what's going on? Going to see. Let's take a look at Beyond. Let's see. So Beyond, yeah, very, very interesting here today. Again, starting to accumulate down here. Increased volume. Good breakout-ish candle on this today, right, to show us some strength back over the 80 MA with some volume. So let's see if Beyond is ready to go after their blah earnings report that they had. LMT, the War Machine, continues. Back over the 80 MA on this one. Again, getting pretty tight in this range right here. Possible triangle in the works, so see if that continues to hold. But a big move on these names recently. Unity Software, still getting beat up here, right, overall. But back over the 80 MA. Let's see if we get some volume. A little crazy volume here after earnings. Now it's just kind of chopping around again, so we'll see if we can get going. Maybe if they post a profit, it'll help a little bit, right? That'd be great. So PLTR, let's take a look. Planeteer, again, same thing, just chopping around right inside day here so far, but still over the 80 MA, so that's a good thing. And BBY, let's take a look. BBY with a nice lower shadow here after 200-day, and we'll see if we get some follow through, maybe try to work on that gap before earnings. And PATH, let's take a look. PATH. Yeah, nice push on that one here. Again, lots of upper shadows in this area. This makes it really, really tricky, right? You see upper shadow, all these upper shadows right here is kind of tough, right? We want to see some strength and some volume, and really volumes has kind of come down a lot, since it's release, and then we really just need to see, maybe wait to see how it does like for earnings and where it goes from there. But good stuff, great finds on those. Really appreciate it, and good. So what else? James, what's happening? Square, let's take a look. So Square with a, I guess you kind of a Morningstar-ish type reversal right here. A red candle would have been better, right? But a good push to the 200-day moving average. Let's see if we can get back over the 200 and the 80, man. Then maybe we make a little bit of a run to try to get back to the 50. And then PSTH, let's take a look. This name got hot the other day, right? So big push here, and it's been kind of drifting up since then. So a nice little follow through there too. So good stuff, great. Awesome chart requests tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. If anybody is new here, be sure to click subscribe on YouTube and also hit the notification button because we do videos throughout the day. James, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear. I love it. Well, have a great night. Get some rest. We're ready to rock tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate it. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube and hit the notification button. We put out great videos throughout the day. Also, hit the like button. Even if you're watching the recording, please hit the like button. It goes a long way. We always appreciate that. And guys, this weekend I'm going to be working on the newsletter, and we put the newsletter out on Sunday. We go through new technical ideas, and we give a good perspective on the market. It's a great tool, and you get that with the group. So as part of the Discord and things like that. So definitely check out the links in the description if you want to get more of this type of fun market commentary and ideas, educational ideas throughout the day. You can check those links out there. So again, guys, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll see all our bubble report and Discord members bright and early tomorrow morning. We'll also be here on YouTube for the Good Morning Market Prep video. And until then, guys, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk to you guys soon.